morning to you. It must be 4/16/21. That's right, April the 16th, 2021. Hope everybody is happy, safe, and also taking care of yourself the best way you know how. Hi, I'm Brandon Hardison, your host for another Hardison'S tip. We're at Friday. We want you to hit the ground running, so we're not going to keep you long. Yesterday, we were talking about something that can help out our brothers and sisters who sell office equipment. Now, to some of you, since you haven't been in that environment, there are customers they have, like Con Edison, like Coca Cola, where these machines can do amazing things from not only just printing, but they can bind you a presentation or a document. Many are up in the 750 to $1 million range to have this type of equipment in their environment. So for you who do not understand it, there's still a brother and sister with a major account dealing with key accounts, and we must do things right. So, with that set up, let's get to it. It's very ironic that in a world in which communication is easier than ever, we often fall to do the simple things right. Make sure that you offer a real deal to that customer. Personal service both before and after the sale in order to keep the customer on board because they are notorious for changing. If you show up once and they sign and they don't see you again until the next year, get enough information so you'll have a real reason to follow up. Now, if they want to stay up to date with your company by checking your social outlets, that's even great. But never assume that they, being the customer, have in their mind calling as the only way they want to communicate. Nowadays, there's so many ways to get communication across. Next thing that I would suggest to you is fill your net. And if you don't know where I'm going with that, I know some of you are probably thinking about putting money in your pocket. And that's true. We all want to make money, but there's always a bigger fish, but there's no need to go all Mobley Dick on 'em until you have customer base that's loyal to you. A whole lot of people will have an account that may do 100,000 a year, but this account with the equipment can do me, boy, $1 million or more in business. Don't fish around too much. Make sure you're on solid ground with all of your customers, then seek out some customers on the way. This way you can fill your fish net with the school of SEMs, and it's much better than harpooning one large account. Firstly, we do what we do from the point of our view is we want to take one large customer who is dedicated to you. They show up on time, they have their people in the room. That is great. Secondly, they're expecting you to give them knowledge that they cannot get. You're representing Minolta, you're representing Kyocera. There's things that you know that they don't. Spend time, educate them, update them on what's going on and how it would impact them and their community. Because reputation is the goal to industry growth. Now, if you have a strong reputation already, it's important that you continue to stay on that course. Just remember, if you seek out little fish and let that big whale get away from you, you may be in bad shape. Now, when you're doing a presentation, always make sure your content is meticulous. Sales and marketing are two sides of the same coin. If you don't work closely with the marketing department, you're missing a huge trick in using content to keep customers on board longer. And if you don't have a marketing team, you absolutely need at least an agency that you can reach out to. Work with your marketing team to create some suitable, outstanding, downloadable guides on key points that the customers will likely face in the next 24, 36 hours. Of course, keep it office industry related, but talk about how companies can be more green and efficient or save money on their office supplies. The reason that this can work as well as that salespeople need them to be, generally speaking, great writers have the strong inside knowledge regarding to their industry. The exact opposite can be said for most marketers who are in a current market for office equipment sales. But they wonder why their closing rates are not as high as some of the other team members. Have a conversation. Don't dictate. Don't go line by line, question by question, because the perception on the other side of the desk is why are we going through this exercise? If your products fits the bill and can help solve a problem, talk about that. Don't push too hard, but content should be an educational tool, not a sales pitch. If you try too hard to sell with the customer, your sales will be left on that decision maker's table. If, however, you can use your content to cement yourself as a thought leader in the industry, now you're seriously in the customer's mind, moves up in that loyalty scale. We need to explain, talk, investigate, stimulate, and find out exactly what their pain currently is. This way, it's an easy guide for you or your team members to give them the best tools for their working environment. If you can do that, loyalty is on the way because loyalty is the only thing that I'm shooting for. What might be loyalty, repeat referrals, where they told other office managers about you and what you're doing. We never want to miss out on those things. So I guess what I'm saying as a whole, there's a process for major account, key account, because we know that your window of opportunity is going to be longer than someone like in the automotive industry. But do your due diligence, and I guarantee you, you'll have a client for life. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series on Hardison's Tips. I hope you've enjoyed it. It is Friday, beautiful Friday on April the 16th. So we're on the second half of the month. Let's hit our objectives. Let's hit the phone. Let's make sure we take copious notes. Let's make sure we touch the base where our manager or managers are so they can help you be successful. That's what they want. As always, in parting, you go out and you make it a champion day.